We got a bidet! Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're actually covering the rest of Star Wars Celebration. The first day we covered, everything that happened on the one day, but then life happens, and I'm not able to watch everything on one day. And we had a couple things come up, so we're here to just kind of wrap it up for you on the big announcements that happened from day 2 through day 4. There were some pretty cool things that happened and that were announced. So let's go ahead and get going on some of this news. The biggest one, in my opinion, it's the biggest one to me anyways, was the Star Wars Jedi Survivor trailer that dropped. This is the sequel to Fallen Order. I am very excited to see what this game has in store. Two of the big things that happened. One, who is that person in the bacta tank? And two, who is this, I think you pronounce it Utapaulian being that is talking during the trailer? I want to say it's the Grand Inquisitor, but there's some things that don't add up for it to be the Grand Inquisitor. So we'll just have to wait and see who it actually is. We do know that this game is coming out next year. My hope is that it comes out early next year, just because I want to get my hands on it so bad.
And because you like to get your hopes up.
Yeah, I like to get my hopes up. But yeah, we can look forward to the Fallen Order sequel in 2023. There's another game that was talked about quite a bit at Star Wars Celebration, being Star Wars Hunters. I have not actually seen the panel yet. I didn't see that it was actually posted, so I'm going to have to do some digging to find out some info on that. I am looking forward to that game quite a bit. You know, it's a free, as far as I've heard, free-to-play Star Wars game that will be on the Switch and mobile. It's an arena game, 4 versus 4. With some pretty quirky characters, so looking forward to that. One of the big things that came out, it sounds like I'm saying everything is big, but one of the really cool things that they announced is that, the Ahsoka show is coming out next year, and they actually have teased that we will be seeing Ezra, Sabine, Hera, and Chopper, and they actually had Chopper come out on stage, so you can see the live action version of him. So from what I heard, the show is them trying to find Ezra. So he's kind of like out in hiding, and they're trying to find him and see what he's been up to. Going along with shows, we got Mando season 3 coming in 2023 as well. Nothing was really shown to the people that aren't at Star Wars Celebration, but from what I've heard, there was a little bit, it's kind of like his redemption story, as far as, because remember when we last saw him, he lost his, I don't know, I wouldn't say ability, but his religious piece to him about being a Mandalorian, because he's removed his helmet. And there was some pictures that were taken that showed I'm blanking on her name. What's her name, Sarah?
I know who you're talking about.
Bo-Katan, that's her name.
I couldn't think of it. All I could think of was Cara Dune, and I knew that wasn't it.
Yeah, we get pictures of Bo-Katan on the throne of Mandalore, not looking too pleased. And I believe another shot of Mando walking up to her. So there'll probably be quite the conflict there between those two characters in the show. Some other show updates. We actually got quite a few show updates. We got a trailer for Bad Batch Season 2, which is coming out this fall. We heard about Star Wars Visions Season 2, which is coming out next year in 2023. We heard about Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation, which those are always interesting to see. That's coming out this year in 2022, this summer.
I'm curious what the film length will be on that one.
It's probably going to be similar to the holiday special, so probably about an hour, is my guess. Probably one of the ones that were my favorites that were announced that I really didn't anticipate knowing or hearing about is Star Wars Tales of the Jedi. So this is going to be like individual. It's an anthology series of different Jedi surrounding the prequel era. And one thing that's really cool about it is that Liam Neeson will be lending his voice for Qui-Gon Jinn, which goes back to we talked about, there was an interview with Liam Neeson not too long ago where he was asked about being Kenobi, and he said he was a film snob, and we had wondered if that was him deflecting. It totally was. So I think that kind of even opens up the door that he may show up in Kenobi, since he's willing to do these basically TV episode type films. So we can look forward to that. The only details that we really got as far as story plot is that there is going to be an episode or two about Ahsoka's past and also Count Dooku's past when he was a Jedi. So I very, very much am looking forward to that. That drops this fall. So,
Ooh.
that was a surprise to me to hear that was coming out so quickly. There is a lot going on this fall. Like I said, there's Bad Batch, Tales of the Jedi. I want to say there was one other one that I heard about that I'm blanking on.
Well, and Mando's coming out, what, December?
No, I think they said February
Oh, shoot.
2023.
And then Visions is next year too?
Visions is next year. Another show that they announced, which is more geared towards the young ones, but I don't care. I'm gonna watch it. Is Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures. So that is a new show that will be on Disney Plus that is geared towards the Disney Junior side of things. So it's probably like your 10-year-olds and less, maybe. I don't know. Oh, it says aimed at pre-kindergarten. So I got my notes here. Pre-kindergarten, that's going to be quite young, but Star Wars is Star Wars, people. I will be watching it. I don't know if we'll cover it just because it doesn't really appeal to the wide audience, but definitely going to watch it. Some of the other news that we got another video game that I forgot to mention. It's not anything new. It is just that it's coming out on the Switch, and that would be Knights of the Old Republic 2. We've already got Knights of the Old Republic 1 on the Switch. It has not come out for the other consoles. I'm really hoping that it does. I learned my lesson last time where limited run games would put out these games, for like 35 to 45-ish dollars a piece. And then the company that made them, Aspire, came out and then sold them for $30 for 2 of them. So hoping that my patience will pay off this time, the Jedi way, that I'll be able to get that later on, because I did not order them. Knights of the Old Republic 2 will definitely be getting a limited run release. Just gotta wait to see that. I have not played that game yet. I did play the first one. I have not played the second one. So, if the stars align and I get that later on, I will definitely check it out. And maybe we can check it out together and do some video game videos there for you. So that's quite a few of the biggest announcements, in my opinion, that came out from Star Wars Celebration from days 2 through 4. Sarah, out of those announcements, which one do you think you're looking forward to the most?
Oh, that's a difficult question. Um, I'm gonna answer a question you didn't ask and say which one I'm looking forward to the least instead, because all of them I'm looking forward to a lot. The only one I'm not super looking forward to is gonna be Visions. Just the first
Do it.
season. What?
I said I knew it because that's the only thing I think that you haven't watched.
I've seen a couple episodes. I haven't seen the whole season from the first season, but I did watch some when you were watching it, and it didn't really vibe well with me. It wasn't. Maybe it's because I didn't know what I was in for, but it wasn't really what I expected Star Wars to be like, and I think that's kind of the point of the show, and that's totally fine. It's just not really my style.
Yeah, it's
I
another interpretation of Star Wars, so to speak.
Right. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not really for me. I guess if I had to pick one, it's really difficult because, I want to see more Bad Batch. I want to see more Mandalorian, but I also, the Tales of the Jedi, is that what it's called?
Yep.
I like new shows too. So, that's why I kind of want to say that one. It's really difficult to pick between more of what you've already seen and something that's totally new. Um, I don't know. I don't really want to pick just one.
I know for me, hands down, it's gonna be Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
I when I first played Fallen Order, I wasn't the biggest fan just because the way that the game functioned was a little much for me. I tried playing it on normal and I got my butt handed to me. Because it's a Souls-like game, if you know what Demon Souls and all that is, which, you know, you have to respect the system. And so if you do that, you will be very successful and you have a lot more fun, in my opinion. Once I learned that and I played, a second and maybe even a third playthrough, things got so much better and I enjoyed it so much more. It was ridiculous. With the new game coming out, I am very much looking forward to seeing where Cal has gone because they've told us that it takes place 5 years after the most recent game. So there's definitely some time that has happened between them. It's not like a directly right after, um, which I think is interesting because where the game left off, there was this big showdown with Vader and the Inquisitors. So it makes me wonder what happened with them in those 5 years, but maybe we'll figure that out along the way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Survivor the most for out of those announcements, but the shows are going to be awesome too. I think that Tales of the Jedi is really going to enrich the people that don't read the books. I don't read a whole lot of them. I think I've mentioned on this channel before why I don't. I wish I could read more of them, but when I read a Star Wars book, I want it to add something lore-wise for me. And there's been a time or two where I read one and it really didn't add anything. So it's kind of a turnoff to reading the books. But I think watching these episodes that will, fill in the gaps a little bit about some of these characters, I think that's going to be great for Star Wars fans in general. And I'm hoping that they are pulling from, some of the written material. I hope when we see these episodes come out and people such as like Star Wars Theory that have probably read every Star Wars book that's out there, I can listen to their talk shows and hear them say, yes, this is exactly what the books have said. It's great that Disney is aligning them. Everything's perfect. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to be the moment like I had with Kenobi at the end of episode 2 and wondering what's going on with the continuity. So, yeah, we'll have to just wait for that stuff. Like I said, there's a lot of shows coming out. I had said, I hope we get the Marvel treatment as Star Wars fans, and there's Axel. In a way, I think we are going to get that, at least to some degree. With so many shows coming out in the fall, none of them said winter except for Mando, as far as I know, because I believe Visions is spring 2023. Yeah, we got a lot of goodies coming our way. And the only thing that would put the cherry on top is Survivor early on in 2023 as opposed to late 2023. Anything else you want to talk about with the announcements?
No, I think that about wraps it up. There's quite a few new things coming out, and I mean, you've said it before in previous videos, but it's an exciting time to be a Star Wars fan. There's just so much going on. It's really neat to see it all happen.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, those were just the announcement type stuff, like the new stuff that was talked about at Star Wars Celebration. Obviously, there's tons of other things that happen, like interviews and whatnot with the cast members. Some of them that I would recommend if you go back on YouTube and watch. The interview with Giancarlo, the guy that plays Moff Gideon. He was somebody I was surprised to see how much of a hype person he is. It was really cool to see him in that element. The interview with Tamara Morrison, that was interesting too. I feel like that guy just he's like the Energizer Bunny. Just keeps on going. He's got energy. There was another one that was pretty good. Oh, the one where they interviewed the guy that does the voices for all of the Bad Batch members and the woman that does Omega. That's another good one, especially because he really plays into his voices during the interview. He switches between the characters as he's answering questions. So that's kind of funny. The Ian McDiarmid panel, that was a great one to watch. The Attack of the Clones 20th anniversary panel is a great one. I mention all of these because you can actually watch them on YouTube. You don't have to go hunting for them. StarWars.com actually has these videos for you ready on their channel, so you can go out there and watch them. But I think that's, the top ones that I saw. Otherwise, that was Star Wars Celebration this year. I did hear they've already announced when it's going to be next year. So you can look forward to Star Wars Celebration next year. It's going to be in Europe, apparently. And it will be in the beginning of April, which is almost like 2 months earlier than what we got now. So we'll be looking forward to that. Maybe at that time we will get some movie trailers. We didn't get any movie trailers this time around, simply because I don't think there's any movies coming out within the next year. So maybe next time they'll actually have something for us in terms of movie trailers.
With that, I got one last question for you, Jeremy.
Uh-oh.
Do you think it lived up to what you were expecting the Star Wars Celebration to have for you? Like, are you pleased with what you got to see, or do you think it fell flat?
So I'm gonna give a little background to my answer before I say anything. This was the first time I've actually sat down and had the live stream on for almost the entire live stream. In years past, I have nitpicked and just clicked on the things that I wanted to watch or listen to. I didn't listen to everything. So that kind of plays into the dynamic a little bit, because there was some segments that I thought were an absolute waste. One of them in particular was when they talked about Lego Star Wars, the video game. They had somebody come up on stage and they played the video game and talked to each other for roughly 45 to 60 minutes. And to me, I was like, if you're a Star Wars fan, you know what this thing is.
It's been out for a while.
Yeah, you've probably played it. It's been out for almost 2 months now. We didn't need to sit there and watch two guys play Lego Star Wars for that long, and they really didn't add anything to it. Like, I was waiting for them to say, oh, there's a new level pack announced, or just something that was going to be brought to the game, but really all they did was play the game and then throw out some game codes into the audience. So I felt like something like that slowed it down a little bit. But ultimately, I felt it was a cool thing to watch. I saw a handful of announcements that I was looking forward to, some that surprised me. I definitely wanted to hear more about Star Wars Survivor or Jedi Survivor. Um, like I wish that one almost had like a panel for it, because you know EA said they're not doing EA Play this year. They canceled it. So as far as I know, uh, and usually that's where you get to see all their big announcements. And when they said that we're going to see Fallen Order's sequel at Star Wars Celebration, I was hoping for a little bit more than the 2-minute trailer. Like maybe get some discussion on it. We're just going to have to wait to hear more about that. But I guess to answer your question, it was good. It was good. 4 days is a long time, and you can only have so many announcements, and there has to be some things that you fill in the gaps between, big announcements and panels. And I get that, but at the same time, I just want 100% solid content, not just like how we talked about the Bad Batch, the show, like season 1. We want something that adds to what we wanted from this thing every single time. We don't want all these fillers, and once so many fillers happen, you kind of get pulled away from the show, which is what happened to me. I started to ignore it. I had contemplated, do I watch this the rest of the day at some points? So, it is what it is. Like I said, it's my first time actually watching it all the way through for the most part. Yeah, I look forward to the next one just to kind of see, what they might do differently. Is it pretty much the same as what they had? But that'll be a good time. I don't know if I'll be able to watch, because that's right around the time where I work and stuff. I don't know if that's a weekend or not. But if it
Well,
is a
they'll be on
weekend,
a 12-hour time difference too, or roughly 12 hours-ish.
oh, that's
I don't
true.
know how many hours, but something like that.
We'll just have to wait and see. I look forward to it. Might have to go back to the segment watching just because of the time difference, but we'll definitely be checking it out and covering it here on the channel. For more Star Wars news type stuff, since I'm sure there's going to be plenty more coming out, I actually heard a little bit of rumor mill lately, something about EA and potentially Disney being in the running to buy them or being a partner with them. News like that. If you want to hear more about that stuff, turn on your notifications. That way you are notified when more of these types of videos drop. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Drop us a like if you like this video, and drop us a comment letting us know what you were most excited about from Star Wars Celebration this year. There's lots to pick from, so we'd love to hear your thoughts. And then, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.